Hey guys, I want to do a deep dive into how I got these amazing results for one of my clients, a chiropractor in Midtown Manhattan. So he had over 400 reviews, or has over 400 reviews on his Google business profile. Has a website. Also had a website when I started working with him, and still wasn't really ranking. He was ranking pretty good, like right on top of his business, but even just a little bit away from the business, he was not doing so well. And I'll show you that in a second. But I'm gonna just go through exactly the steps that I took in each order, so that you'll know exactly how I was able to do this, and if you can do it yourselves if you want, or if you think it's going to be too much work, or you want my help, feel free to reach out. But the first thing I did was I restructured his website, and here you can see his Google business profile, um, specific chiropractic, and you can see the main category chiropractor, and the secondary categories are here: alternative medicine practitioner, blah blah blah. I get the idea. And what I did was I went to his website and I made pages for each one of those categories. So I made a page for his primary category, chiropractic services. I made some pages that are within that silo, within that category, and then I made pages for his all of his secondary categories: pain management, sports medicine clinic, pregnancy care center. And you can see they're the same um, names, as his secondary categories. I actually need to go back and change the name here. See how it says chiropractic services? I need to change it to, I should change it to chiropractor, so that it exactly matches the primary business category name. But that was the first thing I did, is I made, pages for each one of these, categories. And, that was some work there. And then also what I did was I went through his website and I internally linked a lot of these pages, with hyperlinks, which he didn't have, which helps when you're running links to your homepage. If there's hyperlinks in your homepage, then those backlinks will help all of the pages. Not so, like, if I hyperlink this page, the backlinks that are being run to this homepage will help this page as well. You get the idea. And I did that throughout his homepage. I added this whole section. I created all these pages for all these conditions he does. Each one of these has its own, separate page. Okay. And that obviously helped a lot, because now Google thinks that the Google sees him as more of an authority. They're going to recommend him over maybe another chiropractor, because now, since he has all these pages with all these conditions that he treats, he's more legit. I mean, he actually is more legit, but now Google realizes it. So I added all these pages and hyperlinked them on the homepage. And then I also, in the H2 headings, I added the secondary categories here with each page hyperlinked. Okay, so that was stage one, was just a full restructure of the website. And then just from that, we saw a really good boost in the rankings. And then after that, let me think. Oh, and then after that, what I did was I made him an ID page. So here's the ID page. So this is on a separate domain. So here's his homepage, gonzanyc.com, right? And then here's his ID page, which is a different domain, which I hosted on S3 Cloud Bucket, the Amazon Cloud Bucket. And here is an ID page. It's another page that's not your money site, not your main page, that you put in your schema markup that basically helps Google to understand what your business is all about. And so here it's all about his business. And again, I put in all the information about all of his primary and secondary categories, some testimonials, the conditions he treats, map embed, Google map embed, batch geo map embed, embed of his website, some video, and I have all of his Google business citations that I have keywords associated with them, hyperlinked, and areas served. You get the idea. Social profiles, and then you basically, what you do is you put that inside the schema markup, right? And so here is how to test for the schema markup. So that was the second thing I did. And when I was putting this into the idea into the schema markup, I wanted to test it. So the way to test it is through this website, validator.schema.org. And I tested it, run new tests. I put his URL in. And when I did that, this was not coming up. I was getting an error. So I realized that Google was having trouble, crawling his schema. And that's a problem because if this website's is getting an error and not being able to validate it, then Google may have been getting an error as well. Now, I wasn't sure if Google was getting an error. I mean, it may or may not have, but I wanted to make sure that there was no error on this website. So I spent a couple days trying to figure it out, and I finally figured out that he had a plugin, a Cloudflare plugin that was blocking his schema markup. So I went into the settings and I did a few things and disabled a few things, and now we're able to see his schema, right? So I went in the schema. So that alone, I think, helped boost the rankings a little bit. Just unblocking that schema. Then I took the URL, the ID page, put it in the @ID section here. Okay, and that helped to boost the rankings. And let me think what else. So I made a case study page. So I also added a lot more business citations. I found the most relevant directories in the chiropractor niche, and I added all of his business information to those. I found the directories that were also in New York City. I added his business information to those, and then I indexed them, put them in the same as attributes on the schema markup. I we're in the process of adding those links to his Google Business Profile posts. And I added more links, not just to his homepage, but to his other supporting pages. And the last thing, and I also added videos to each page new website page that I made, which I think helped. Because actually the Google algorithm is getting a lot more advanced, and those things actually matter a lot more now. So the thing about this chiropractor is he's actually a bit of a legend. He has over 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, has over 500 videos, I'm pretty sure, over 400 videos, and some of those videos have over 1 million views. And yet he wasn't ranking, right? So I was thinking in my head, like, something's not adding up here. So what I did was I issued a press release to over 375 news outlets. And the press release basically was talking about how this viral chiropractor, over 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, millions of views on some of the videos, talking about that in the press release article, right? how he's practicing in Midtown Manhattan. And basically, I wanted Google to link that YouTube channel, that like viral, his fame, like all of his subscribers, his views, with his GBP. So I think that really helped to connect those two things together. But basically, you can see the before here. You can see the green right over his page, right? Or right over his business. And then, how can I scroll here? Whoops. And then here, oh, sorry, bear with me here. You can see here it's starting to get better, right? You see a little more green here. Oh. Sorry, guys. You get the idea. You can see here. You know, and then now it's a lot better. You went from the average 12.7, steadily 9.6, now 3.3, right? So that happened within 3 months, 3 months. This case was easier, I would say, than a normal case because he already had 400 plus reviews. He already had all the videos and the fame and everything. But I still get similar results for my clients. So yeah, just wanted to go through that. And you, as I said earlier, you can do it yourself, or if you want, I can help you. You can reach out to me, and I'd be happy to talk to you.